I can't bear to put down into words what happened when Nick chose to end his life. When his body crumpled to the ground, Chloe wailed. Phil comforted her and I felt the need to vomit. His body was just a lump of flesh now. Bits of tissue and blood splattered all over the wall made me feel dizzy, but I couldn't bear to keep looking, so I placed my head against the other wall and closed my eyes. Phil finally made a move and I opened my eyes to see him dragging Nick's body toward the door. He made the sign of the cross and waited for the roar of the monster. As it got close, he pushed Nick over the edge. Chloe stifled a scream as we heard Nick's body hit the wall of the elevator shaft, tumbling into the void below. The monster changed course and the elevator buckled as it rushed by, eager to consume the soldier. Nick was gone, but his final words and dark thoughts lingered in the air as I looked toward the bloody mess where the gun was laying. I picked it up and looked at the bullets left in the chamber. Still enough for all of us. Maybe he was right, I said as I held the gun next to me. What if we are wasting our time fighting this? I asked. The elevator rattles as we keep ascending. Nothing to stop us now from whatever we run into, and the thought of impending doom makes me want to pull the trigger. Phil extends his burnt hand out to take the gun. I hesitate, but I give it to him. Then he tosses it out into the void as well. We aren't going to die here. I don't care what anyone says. We met her, and we will fight to our dying breath. That seems to put an end to the existential discussion, and all of us sit on the only wall that isn't damaged as the elevator continues to rise. I use the time to make sure my phone has fully charged, and I take account of what supplies were left in Nick's bag, 2 bottles of water and 1 pound of ground turkey. Then I find the briefcase and I recall his warning about it. I considered sliding it right out the open door, but curiosity got the better of me and I asked Phil to use one of his tools to try and get it open. Nothing good is going to come from that, he wisely says, but I need a distraction and I'm desperate for meaning in this abyss. I finally manage to snap the case open and I see something that makes my heart drop. It looks like 2 blocks of C2 explosives and immediately I push the case away. "Oh," Phil said, nervously sliding the box toward the door. Wait, don't do that. If you drop it, even while we are ascending, it could explode and kill us. I told him cautiously as I took the case back and looked down at the bombs. It survived the drop earlier, Phil argues. But look at the damage to the case. 1 more bad hit and boom. I tell him, my heart pounding as I realize Nick was serious about his awful intentions. His guilt was plain as day. He really was planning to end it all, wasn't he? I realize, and possibly take out others in the process. What a sad man, Chloe said. I don't know why anyone would do something like that, I admitted. I checked the box for anything else and noticed a slip of paper stuck under the mesh in the corner of the case. Taking it out, I realize it's the note I saw during that first night. I couldn't read it clearly in the darkness, but now at last I realize it's a suicide note. Every single choice has been taken from me. My job while I was overseas, my family too. What did I serve for? Why did I come home? It's all meaningless. This place holds no value to me anymore. Nothing does. I've realized now that I will be gone now and I will be forgotten. All of us will. Our entire lives will be nothing in the grand scheme of things. How much time is left? Maybe less than minutes as I get ready to ride the elevator to the only choice I get to have. I'll make my name be remembered. Those who took what I care about will remember me. Below the note I see that he scratched my name out, and I guess that meant he figured that I was the one that had taken his job. Reading the anger and frustration of this sad man makes me almost empathize with his pain, but I can't endorse his vision of hurting others. I try to think of how he seemed hesitant to be close to any of us, and I realize his conscience must have bothered him once he knew we were trapped. What does it say? Chloe asks. I crumple up the note and toss it to the void as the elevator continues to ride. He was right. We were better off not knowing. So he was really going to hurt people. She asks. I guess that's why he was so cagey. I think he wanted to help, but an internal struggle kept him from really getting help for himself. I wish I knew. Maybe he realized his mistake. It sounded like he had a lot of issues to work out. I told her, we can remember him for his sacrifice. Maybe it will help us to make it to the top, Phil says. None of us says a word, and I finally have no energy to think anymore, closing my eyes as I listen to the hum of machinery as we keep going up. Update, I have no idea how much time has passed. The elevator is moving slowly, but we are still going up. The warped metal walls and broken flooring make me uneasy as each shake and rattle threatens to make our metal cage fall apart. Somehow luck is on our side for now as we keep ascending, but that isn't why I am updating these notes. When I woke up, I realized that I was staring at the blood on the wall and I had no idea how it got there. I checked my notes and saw the mention of the army private named Nick that killed himself so that we could try to escape. But even though I know I wrote this down, I have no memory of his face or anything that transpired. The notes mention others too, and I feel a pang of guilt cover my body as I realize I have forgotten them as well. I tell Chloe this and she admits the same. When that creature devours someone, it takes away our memory of them. It's feeding on that, she speculated. We sit in the bright elevator for another hour and listen to it continue to rise, tension still high despite the chance we have of escape. Suddenly Chloe begins to cry and she starts to open her phone. But it's dead, the charger. Give me the charger, she says frantically. I don't understand what is happening, but I agree and let her use it. She rocks back and forth and waits for her phone to come back to life. I watch speechless as she opens up her photo albums and scrolls through her pictures. Then I see tears roll down her cheek and she throws her phone on the floor. Hey, what is wrong? I ask in confusion as she balls up her fists. My children, she says between sobs, and I look at the cracked phone, recalling her desire to be reunited with them. You'll see them soon, I tell her. That's not it, Eli. I've forgotten them, she said, trying to not wail. I look at memories of them and they mean nothing to me, nothing. Chloe said. I don't know what to say, but I try to keep her calm as Phil wakes from his sleep. What kind of mother am I that I can't even remember my own children? She asks, hey, what's going on? The maintenance man mutters as he hears the noise. It's this place. It's wearing down on our sanity, taking what matters to us the most. I told him. What if I forget that I even have children at all? Chloe whispers. That won't happen. I told her, but it already is happening. Don't you see? Before too long we will even forget who we are, she squeals. Enough of this talk. You'll see your children again soon, Phil tells her. But what if they have forgotten me the same way I have forgotten them? What kind of a reunion is that? We won't even recognize each other. It will be meaningless, she screams. New memories. It will work. We have to believe it will work out, I tell her. But she is beginning to hyperventilate and I turn to Phil for an answer. He checks the backpack and we take out what the soldier had for medical supplies, including a sedative. Chloe sees what we are looking at and shakes her head. What are you thinking of doing to me? We just want you to remain calm so you can make it out of here, Phil tells her. She immediately stands up and takes off her high heels, using the sharp end to wave it toward us as a weapon. Her bare feet are soaked in blood as she demands we stay away from her. Chloe, please, we just want to help. I tell her, I don't even know who you are. She screams out. In that moment of hesitation, we see a chance and I grab her from the left and Phil goes to the right. He plunges the syringe into her neck and used half of the vial. I see her eyes roll back. Then we let her body down to the floor and I sigh in relief. She won't forgive us for that, I tell him. She will when she sees her kids again, Phil argues. The lights flicker and the elevator shudders again, my heart skipping a beat, but we continue to ascend. I relax and look across the elevator to the open door. You really think we will get out of here? I ask, but Phil has already closed his eyes to go back to sleep. I lay there for about 10 minutes longer and then decide to do the same. But I am frightened about what I will forget next, and Chloe's panic is beginning to infect my mind. What if the end result is no different than the beginning? It's the most dreadful thought I've dared to have, and when only emptiness answers me, my soul shudders. Update next time I woke. It's because the elevator has jerked to a stop. We are in darkness again, and it takes me a moment to get a sense of anything. I nudge Phil to wake up alongside me and then hear a voice. He's unconscious. I used the last of whatever you used on me. I look toward the door, which is still open, and see the silhouette of Chloe. She is looking outward toward the abyss and holding something next to her body. It doesn't take me long to realize she has taken one of the blocks of cedar from the briefcase. Chloe, what are you doing? Get away from there, I said as I tried to stand. I heard that thing below us. It's managed to catch up to us, Eli. Can you believe that? No matter how far we've risen, that damn monster is on our tails, she said. Her voice is hardly coherent. I know she is not thinking clearly, and it paralyzes me with terror. Whatever you're thinking of doing, you can't do it. If you let that stuff explode, it could kill all of us, I told her. She smiles and I see her face is stained with tears. There is nothing left for me in the world above. This thing, whatever it is, has taken everything from me that matters, she said. I know she means that she has forgotten more memories, and the idea that this could happen to me or Phil next is a dreadful one. Even if you let the bomb go off, we have no way of knowing if that will kill the damn thing. It's beyond our understanding, I argued. Don't get closer, she warns. The beast roars below, and I realize it's almost here. I have made my decision. I know this is the only way I will see the ones I care about again, Chloe whispers. She looks over the edge and her eyes widen. Oh my God, I see it, Eli. No, God made this thing. I tried to reach for her, and then she steps into the void.